Well, good morning. You join me on a Sunday morning, and while the family's asleep, I'm walking the banks of a new syndicate I've just joined. This is the Bowl Syndicate, which is run by DB Fisheries. I'll put the Facebook name at the bottom of the page, or the bottom of the screen, so you can see some of the jewels that reside in this lake. It's a lake that that's been on my target list for at least 5 years. Because of other commitments and other waters, I've not joined it. Now I know that I've got a day ticket diary going on, and that'll still continue, but I've been having a few little difficulties with getting on these busy day ticket lakes. As you know, anything that holds or commands big fish or is popular, you've got to book these days. So I'm having a little bit of difficulty with work, who would dictate really when I'm fishing. So they'll say, oh, go and have a couple of days off here, and I'm finding it then difficult to book on. I didn't take that into account when I first started the diary, but the diary is going to carry on. I'm going to be going out next week hopefully, and I've booked on a few different waters. A bit later on, hopefully I can get on them, but as a little bit of a backup, I've decided to join this syndicate. It's literally 10 minutes from my house, and it's a good old sheet of water. As you can see, it's 64 acres, and it's got a little bit of everything. Challenges. This is not the first time I've fished. I fished last week, and it was just obvious what the fish can do really. They'll push straight off you, straight out into the middle where they're not being angled for. So that's a challenge, and one I'm looking forward to overcoming. So I'm gonna we'll have a little bit of a walk around, and hopefully picking this up because the sun's giving me a few little issues. Well, from being on top of this bank with this oncoming wind, I can imagine why it's called the Man Bank. Now the wind's not really too bad today, but if you can imagine what it'd be like if you had a little bit of a chop on, you'd absolutely blow away everywhere. Be a man to fish it, as I say. Not only that, I've got a good old tumble down there if you do a trip, but it's fishable, and fish come out from off this bank, so one I will be putting a bit of time in this bank. I'll be putting a bit of time in everywhere, to be honest with you. I think the clue here is you've got to find the fish. Man bank done. And I'm going to go down to the I-5 bank now, which is a very, very carpy bank. It's just total contrast to the open water type fishing. This is gives you a little bit of a carpy heaven, to be honest with you. It's very nice. Right, this is the I-5 bank. Now this is a little bit of a different contrast to the open banked area from the other banks. This is very carpy. I'm sort of in a little bit of a wood, so probably my favourite bank from walking around here. I like being down here. The fish, because of the reed line, get close. And I mean close, from what I've seen from coming down here for the past week and a half. They seem to push in very, very close, right along this reed margin. I've actually seen them right under your feet. So if I'm down fishing, I'm going to really put a couple of rods down in the margins You've got these reed areas which continue right up the side of the bank here. Like I say, it's very carpy indeed. Very carpy indeed. This is the green handles. And the words proper fishing, to be honest. Right, let's continue on to the next swim. Right, well, this ain't the first time I fished down here. I come down last week just to try it out. There's a few fish coming out the boards. My good friend Wayne, he had a few, so I jumped in behind him. And unfortunately, picked up nothing. Did learn a lot. The fish pretty moody, to be honest with you. They can move off you, and you can go to places on this lake where there's no angling pressure. You can just swim directly out in front and just sit there. Now this is the boards, this is the swim I fished. Now when I was here last week, the fish was basically here. It's coming along this tree margin, it's coming along this reed margin, right round, dropping in here, continuing down to the right hand side. That's what I said about this. These swims being pretty intimate. I can see them coming down this margin and picking them up down the margins down here. I did push off down to my left hand side and they just took off into the middle. There's two guys down to the left. The fish seemed to want to be down there for some reason, and I was picking the fish up. There was outside this swim, but as I say, once I got in it, it seemed to push off. Whether it was because I was having a little bit of lead around, who knows. So like I say, it's all a learning curve. The more time you spend down here, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you've got time to catch, or the more chance you've got to catch. Just like a little bit of building blocks. You've just got to keep putting them blocks in. When you've fitted them all in, you'll pick a fish up, and then you've just got to keep on building the bricks up and just getting more and more takes. It's a little bit noisy behind you, but you can put up with that for good old proper carpy swims. This is a little bit of a, well, this is an open water swim. You can wade out about 30 yards. It'll just come up to your waist before it starts to drop off. Yeah, I do like this swim, and I will be fishing this one. Probably punching leads out on this swim, but according to the locals, they do get into this. It's like a little bowl, to be fair, and the fish do get in here. I don't think there's a name on this one, so this one I'm going to spend a lot of time fishing. Is because if you're banking, you might as well enjoy your time down here, mightn't you? Now this is the inlet swim, and it's called the pipe. When I was down last week, it was absolutely gushing in here. I think we had a bit of a downpour. I did actually wade out into here. We've got a deep channel that runs down the middle, and if you wade down to the left hand side along the margin, on the left hand side, you can get out with your wade, there's no problem. Once again, open water, it was like most of the swims, but if you drop one off the edge of these bulrushes, I'm sure you'll pick fish up from there. It's deep enough to hold fish, and I'm sure it does. So that's the pipe. Let's get off to the other swim. It's called the punt. It's a little bit unfishable at the moment because I've got the boys out. This is a boating lake, by the way. So the boats, when they do come out, command a lot of the water, and they use a lot of the water, but who cares? They don't bother me, so we don't bother them. So really unfishable at the moment because of the boys. You've got the next swim as well, which is the same, a little bit more of an intimate swims, these two, but they're nice. That's what I like. I prefer the smaller swims where they're a little bit more intimate. You keep quiet, and I'll guarantee rewards will happen. There you go, as you can see. There's the boys. Well, we're on the opposite bank from the man bank now. As I said, this is the M6 bank. Just a little bit of a note that this is apparently the deeper end of the lake. It just shells off down here and then apparently runs back up. Whether they used this as the dig out here and pushed everything back, who knows. Not seen any signs of fish this morning. We've got other things on the mind. The sort of weed that we're dealing with out here, a little bit more like a strandy weed. That's stuff that's been ripped up, to be honest, with the spawning. I would actually say that this has been the bank where they've been spawning, to be honest with you, seeing all that weed. Or over on the I5 bank. The M6 bag done. Just coming to an inlet down here. Apparently this is a good part of the lake, this corner, this inlet. Just going to have a little look, eh? I'm not going to give you the location of the lake because it's not for me to do that. If you want to find out, just email DB Fisheries. I'll give you the details of what you need, or what you need to join. As you can see from here, this is the sort of weed that we're dealing with, like a little bit of a candy floss dash strands. Not really going to make issues for presentation. From experience from fishing lakes like this before, these are not really hard to get through it either. As long as you're dropping your lead, the fish will push through it. Western was far worse than this last year, and I got all but one fish snagged me up because I had the other fish on the net. But you got to bully them. That's all you got to do. Keep that head up and keep them coming in. That's the way you deal with weed. Yes, it's a bit brutal at times, but it works. Right, now we're just going on to the island. The island bank now. Some of these are named. I think this is called the Pines because of the pines. As I say, I've kept an eye on this lake for a good 5 years, if that. A couple of my good friends have been fishing it. I've had some good results down here, and just because I've been fishing all the lakes I haven't joined here. I should have done really, but new challenges. Well, let's spin this camera around and just show you the heart of the lake. Walking up to probably one of the busiest swims on the lake. This is called the island swim for obvious reasons. As we all know, fish patrol around islands. You'll always find fish around features, and this is probably the only feature in the lake that you can fish to. You don't want to get too close to that, I've been told, because it's a little bit snaggy, and there's a lot of underwater snags, so you best coming off it a bit, but because it's the busiest, a lot of bait comes in here, and the fish will follow that, and like I say, there's a lot of results come out of this swim, so it's busy. Now it's busy because the car park's here. Barra, drop your rods in and you're fishing. Now Dave runs a good ship here, and he's shut it for 2 weeks, and he's closed until Thursday the 8th, as you can see. Now, past that sign, it's now a fishing area, and that's because the sailing club launched the boats out from this end. Which is fair dues, you know, 64 acre lake, just a little bit of a bank, ain't gonna hurt nothing, is it? This is a busy really area for the lakes anyway, so for the boats, so you really wouldn't want to be fishing down here anyway. Well, that's the walkabout. the whole syndicate. I hope you enjoyed it. Much I've enjoyed to having a walk round, just makes the change. I'm just sitting in front of the telly. Just get round your lake, walk round. I can guarantee you'll learn something every time you go down, or you'll see something. And it really does make the big difference to your fishing if you can get out on a Sunday, have a little walk round. So thanks for watching, and next time I'll see you is after the 8th of June, where I'll be putting a rod in here and I'll be vlogging it. Speak to you shortly.